I should have died when I was first born as a baby because I was put aside and just thought that I would not make it. But God had the doctor notice me fighting to live, and he decided to go ahead and rescue me and give me a chance at life. I should have been in an older orphanage than I was, where my chances of getting adopted would have been significantly reduced in Ukraine. But God gave compassion to the workers who were there, and they kept me in the younger orphanage where I was about a year and a half older than all of the other children there. So that way I was there when my parents went to adopt my brother and they saw me. I should have lost my arm to a IV infiltration. And as you can see, I still have the scars, but God allowed me to at least have an arm because I'm a very active person and I love sports and I love being able to hold my babies and rock them to sleep. And God was so merciful to allow me to keep my arm, even though I have those scars. That will always be a reminder to me. I should have lived far away from any medical help, my entire life. But God had me live, and my parents who adopted me live in Massachusetts, which was only 2 hours away from Boston Children's Hospital, which is one of the top facilities for people who have cleft lip and palates like me. I should have been bullied profusely in public school for having a different face and looking so different. But God, through some fun things that my mom set up, allowed us to be the only outsiders to attend a fully Mennonite school, which was one of the best experiences of my life. We're talking 3 recesses a day, art class, sports, the whole gamut. Some of the best, most kind people I have ever met in my entire life. I should had to deal with looking pretty rough my entire life, but God allowed a way for me to have 18 surgeries, 3 sets of braces, cheek implants, transplants from my hip, all those things, so that way I could look like this, which is a lot more normal than I used to look, trust me. I should have also not ever gone married because, I look very different. I am not the stereotypical thing you think of and person you think of when you think of beauty. But God was so merciful, and not only did he find me an amazing husband who I was able to marry, and now we have 2 beautiful daughters, but he also was able to teach my husband about what real beauty looks like because of our relationship. I should have had a higher chance of having children who also had something similar to me. But God was so merciful, and there has been something so healing that I never expected through watching people compliment my 2 beautiful daughters and just say how beautiful they are and say that they are so wonderful and so pretty and they're just so cute and adorable. Comments that I never received as a child. And just being able to watch my girls receive those compliments does something healing for my soul. And so, I don't know what hard things you've gone through in your life. Pain, it's a real thing. Hurt is a real thing. Grief is a real thing. And those are still things that I have to walk through because I still am walking through certain of these things. But God, every time I think about how he has been so kind and so loving through my story, it just gives me the hope to keep going on one day and say, if God has done all of these things already, I know he's not done writing my story, and he's not done writing your story. So I don't know what it is with your but God moment. If you want to share, I would love to hear it and be encouraged. But just know, God sees your life. You are not a mistake. He is still writing your story.